Certainly there is a threat to Christianity. And though a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's the liberals, or the gays, or the atheists, or whatever. No. For me, the greatest threat to Christianity is its own members. How many people have been leaving the faith because other members of that faith have been acting so abominably? I think back to the beginning parts in the New Testament and how Jesus talked about the Pharisees and the scribes. Well, it's been 2,000 years, and the Pharisees and scribes still exist. It's just now clothed within Christianity. A lot of the people who've walked away from the faith, I know many of them, have come from rather dogmatic, legalistic sects, whether it be the liturgical Catholic, or your fundamentalists like Southern Baptists, or anything like that, where they just weren't allowed to fit in. It's gotten even worse now. Even though this country is based on the premise of freedom of religion, unfortunately, in the eyes of some people, it's a freedom to practice their religion. They're not particularly tolerant of others. That same First Amendment, which protects them, they will not extend to others. And that is problematic, at least. And it gets even further. A lot of those legalistic sects, when they become political, embrace a rather non-Christian view of the ends justify the means. It's been going on for centuries. If you look at the Crusades, trying to save the Holy Land from the non-Christians, or even to modern time, where we're trying to set up laws in order to protect traditional marriage. In both these cases, they allowed the ends to justify the means, whether it be murdering those people who didn't follow their way, the ever-popular conversion by the sword, or in the modern times, we look at defending traditional marriage. And to create laws that are destined or worded in such a way as that only their version can come about. Well, they will come around in some states, for example in Arizona, or in Michigan, or in Ohio, and say, no, we're just trying to protect the definition of marriage. We aren't trying to mess with people's relationships. And then turn around and try to roll back the protections that those individuals had. It just came up in the news recently in terms of Arizona. Arizona did offer some domestic partnership benefits to some of their state workers. Well, they're trying to roll that back. In Michigan, when they passed their marriage amendment, they had said at the time, no, we're not trying to mess with the existing, relationships and existing benefits. And then, once they got what they wanted, they turned around and tried to remove it from university personnel and such like that, because these were, state universities. That is basically the ends justifying the means. We knew exactly what they were trying to do. And what they would do is they would lie to get what they wanted. I thought the Old Testament says something about bearing false witness. It ranks up there with, not committing murder. Well, in the Crusades we created murder. We lie about things. Even in California, we're not going to mess with with 18,000 people that are already married. We're just trying to stop it for the future. Well, thankfully, the state Supreme Court went ahead and said, well, we can't take it from the 18,000 couples. But before Prop 8 was passed, they said, we're not going to mess with those 18,000. After it passed, then they said, oh yeah, we're going to try to eliminate those too. That's lying. And again, the whole notion of the ends justify the means. That's not a Christian philosophy. So why would they use it? The greatest threat to Christianity is its own members. And how many of those members are hypocrites? Say one thing, but do something else. say that we live by God's law, then turn around and break it. Those would say, we're only here to save the world, but only save it in their own image. A lot of people have walked away from the faith because of it, because they couldn't stand to be part of an organization that claimed to be Christian, but was doing unchristian things.